The Golden Girl of WKRP. What happened to the woman who once lit up every screen she appeared on? Loni Anderson, best known as the ultra-glamorous receptionist Jennifer Marlowe on WKRP in Cincinnati, was one of the most recognized faces on television during the late 70s and 80s. Her stunning looks, brilliant comic timing, and sharp on-screen persona set her apart from the era's typical dumb blonde stereotype. But as fast as she rose to stardom, she seemed to vanish just as quickly from the limelight. Now, decades later, fans are asking, where did she go? What happened after her headline-making relationship with Burt Reynolds? And how is she remembered today? Small-town dreams to Hollywood spotlight. Loni K. Anderson was born in St. Paul, Minnesota. Raised in a modest, working-class family, her striking looks and charisma caught attention early on. But behind the beauty was fierce ambition. After college, she jumped into local pageants and theater before deciding to chase a Hollywood dream. She arrived in Los Angeles in the early 70s, determined to be more than just another pretty face. Small guest roles in shows like SWAT and Policewoman led to a life-changing opportunity, a role in a new sitcom about a struggling radio station. Jennifer Marlowe breaks the mold. When Loni landed the role of Jennifer Marlowe in 1978, everything changed. Audiences fell in love with the character, a gorgeous but brilliantly smart receptionist who constantly outwitted her co-workers without ever raising her voice. Jennifer wasn't the punchline. She was a queen. Loni's comedic instinct was sharp, and her presence brought elegance and intelligence to the screen. WKRP in Cincinnati ran for 4 successful seasons, earning Loni 2 Emmy nominations and 3 Golden Globe nominations. For many, she became the face of empowered femininity in prime time. Burt Reynolds and the Hollywood power couple. Off-screen, her fame skyrocketed when she began dating megastar Burt Reynolds. The two were everywhere: magazines, red carpets, and TV interviews. In 1988, they tied the knot, becoming one of Hollywood's most-watched couples. They adopted a son, Quentin, and seemed to be the picture of glamour and success. But behind the scenes, their relationship was tumultuous. In 1993, their very public divorce made headlines. Burt accused her of extravagant spending, while Loni later revealed emotional abuse. Their split was messy, painful, and splashed across every tabloid, a sharp contrast to the polished image fans had adored. Her career after the spotlight faded. Post-WKRP, Loni kept acting, starring in TV movies like the Jane Mansfield story in White Hot, The Mysterious Murder of Thelma Todd. She also made appearances on sitcoms like Sabrina the Teenage Witch in VIP, and later played fun, self-aware roles in So Notorious and My Sister Is So Gay. But she never quite recaptured the stardom of her WKRP days. By the 2000s, she had quietly stepped back from acting, choosing roles that allowed her to stay active but out of the gossip columns. Her 1995 autobiography, My Life in High Heels, gave fans a candid look at her life, heartbreak, and resilience. A surprise return with the ladies of the 80s. In 2023, Loni made a surprise return to the screen in Lifetime's Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas. She starred alongside fellow icons Linda Gray, Morgan Fairchild, Donna Mills, and Nicolette Sheridan. The movie was a heartfelt reunion of TV royalty and a loving nod to a generation that shaped pop culture. Loni appeared confident, elegant, and full of charm, reminding everyone of the magnetism that made her famous. Her fans were thrilled to see her back and sharing screen time with women who'd walk a similar path. If this deep dive into Loni Anderson's life brings back memories or shows you a side of her you never knew, go ahead and like this video. Drop a comment about your favorite Loni Anderson moment. A private life of purpose. Beyond acting, Loni embraced advocacy. Her parents had both suffered from COPD, and she later became a spokesperson for lung health awareness. She often spoke about the dangers of smoking and the need for early diagnosis and care. Away from cameras, she found peace. In 2008, she married Burt Flick, one of the founders of the folk group The Brothers Four. With him, she shared a quiet, loving life filled with family, grandchildren, and community work. She kept her appearance youthful and stayed health-conscious, often crediting her positive mindset and disciplined lifestyle. Her final days in Hollywood's farewell. In the summer of 2025, news broke that Loni Anderson had passed away at age 79 in a Los Angeles hospital following a prolonged illness. The industry responded with sorrow and gratitude. Former co-stars, friends, and fans poured in tributes across social media. Morgan Fairchild described her as a radiant presence with a wicked sense of humor. Others remembered her professionalism, kindness, and how she defied expectations in an industry that rarely forgave aging or independence. Despite being one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood, it was a dignity, strength, and sense of humor that defined her legacy. Why Loni still matters today. Loni Anderson's story is more than just a throwback. It's a reflection of what happens to many women in Hollywood. She navigated fame, love, heartbreak, public scrutiny, and reinvention. She broke stereotypes, challenged beauty norms, and handled fame with grace. In a time where the spotlight often burns out stars too quickly, Loni stayed bright in her own way. By stepping back, choosing joy, and showing fans that the real story doesn't end when the cameras stop rolling. That's why, even now, people are still searching her name, still curious, still in awe of the woman who once walked into a fictional radio station and changed everything. Legacy of a Hollywood icon. Loni Anderson may have disappeared from the daily headlines, but her impact hasn't faded. The love for her role as Jennifer, her strength through personal battles, and her graceful exit from the industry all paint a portrait of a woman who was never just a TV star. She was a fighter, a survivor, and a symbol of a time when television had heart, humor, and heroines. And for fans old and new, that legacy lives on beautifully, quietly, and forever